Hello, class. I wanted to go over a brief information to help you prepare for the midterm for this week. For the week four midterm, it does cover the material from weeks one, two, three, and four. And so I want to make sure that you understand a good way to study for the midterm. So for each of the weeks, there is a review. The review number one for week one. And then as you go through the review, they ask you a series of multiple choice questions that you'll go through and answer, like this particular question, which of the following is a physical change? And so remember, with physical changes, it only changes the state, it doesn't change the type of substance. And so the answer, melting of ice, it doesn't change the fact that it's water when we melt the ice. It's still water. Okay, it's just water in the liquid form, but you can freeze it so that it would be back in the solid form, which is ice. So because you're not changing to a new substance, melting of ice would be the answer for that. Right? And so you want to go through each week. You want to go through those questions. Make sure that you don't have questions about them. Make sure that you understand what the answers are for those questions. And if you have any concerns that you're not understanding the material, make sure that you let me know before you take the midterm. So each week they will have those reviews. And so if we look at week four, we see that the midterm is this week, but week four also has a review. This information for this review will also be on be on the midterm exam. And so if you have questions about the information or about the calculations, like for example, this is question number one on the review for week four. So I want to go through this one. This one is a calculation. And it says, what volume of 0.200 molar HCl is required to completely neutralize 50.0 milliliters of 0.150 molar KOH? So for this particular problem, you are looking at a neutralization between a strong acid, which is HCl, and a strong base, which is KOH. To do this type of problem where you're looking for a volume and you're given the molarity of two different substances, you do need to show the balanced chemical equation to help you do these types of problems. And so I want to stop sharing this and I want to show the whiteboard so that we can go through how to do this type of problem. All right, so I went ahead and I already did the chemical equation. Let me erase this. Okay, so I did the chemical equation, but let me tell you how I did it. So we're starting off with our strong acid, which is HCl, plus our strong base, which is KOH. If we take the H and the K, so the first elements in each of these chemical equations, and we switch places, okay? That's going to help us see what the products are. So H is going to be paired up with OH, and if we have HOH, it's the same as H2O. And then K is going to be paired up with Cl, and so you get KCl. When you switch the places, make sure that because these elements are in the beginning of the compound, they're still at the beginning of the compound, okay? And then the next thing you want to do is you want to balance the chemical equation. And so we have two hydrogen on the reactant side. We have two hydrogen on the product side. We have a chlorine on the reactant side. We have one chlorine on the product side. We have one potassium on the reactant side, one potassium on the product side, and then finally one oxygen on the reactant side and one oxygen on the product side. And so it is balanced. And so now we want to do the calculation. And so we are starting out with 0.200 molar HCl, and we have 50 milliliters of that. And so we're going to put in our 50.0 milliliters, and we're going to, there's 50, I don't know what that is. Okay, something just drew on there. Let's see if I can go back. Oh, here we go. Undo. There we go. All right, so let's get the pen back. But this is 50 milliliters, not of the HCl, but 50 milliliters of the KOH. So we're going to multiply that by our 0.150 molar of the KOH. Molar is the same thing as moles of KOH, and that's a capital K. Looks like a lowercase, like that little capital, over 1 liter. Now we are going from moles of KOH to moles of HCl. For that, we're going to look at our balanced chemical equation. Because there are no coefficients, it's understood to be 1, and so it's a 1-to-1 mole ratio. So that means that we have 1 mole of HCl over 1 mole of KOH. Okay. And then we are going to multiply that by our molarity of HCl. But we want those moles of HCl to cancel out. And so we do 1 liter over the 0.200 moles of the HCl. Okay, I ran out of room. So I'm going to put HCl down here at the bottom. All right. So now we want to cancel out the units that are the same. So we have moles of KOH. We cancel those out. We have moles of HCl. We're going to cancel those out. And the liters we're going to cancel out. We are not canceling out the numbers, just the units. So the units we are left with are milliliters. And that's what we want for this problem. So that everything that's on the top, we multiply. What's on the bottom, we divide. And so when we do this, we're going to take 50 times 0.150, and then we're going to divide that by 0.2. And when we do that, we get 37.5 milliliters. All right. So now we're going to go back to our problem. All right. So we see that 37.5 milliliters is the correct answer. So if you have questions on the reviews, as you're going through the reviews, jot down your concerns that you have or the problems that you have questions about. Let me know, and then I will get back with you and help you to prepare for that midterm, because we all want to do an excellent job on the midterm. So if you have any questions, let me know. Remember, my information is here under the professor corner. You can either call or text me at this number, or you can send me an email and I can get back with you. We can get on a Zoom call if you need me to break down a problem for you, like I just did on the whiteboard. But I want you to do an excellent job on your midterm. Have an awesome week, and let me know if you have questions. Bye bye.